So what would you say is something you do not miss from the 1980s or 90s? If you were growing up and you are Gen X, I assume you have a couple different things that back in that era that you do not miss.
I don't miss blowing into my...
What?
I don't miss blowing into my video games to play them. Remember that back in the day?
Yeah.
Your Nintendo games wouldn't work, so you'd have to blow in them and do all kind of blowy things with them to get them to work.
Yes, I think it was dust.
I don't know what it was, but it seemed to work. And there was a trick. It always worked with my family. You would take the Nintendo game, put it underneath your shirt, and blow in your shirt, and then put the game in, and it would play. It's very bizarre.
It was weird. A lot of our tech had odd little hacks you had to do to get it to work. Do you remember with CDs, the hack that I had was you would, if it was skipping, you would flip the CD over and you'd rub toothpaste on it and then run some water over to kind of get the toothpaste on, and that would fill in the groove, and so the laser would keep going right over it.
Crazy.
Would that work?
It did.
It did.
Not every time, but most of the time it did. Yeah. Odd little hack that was valuable for about a year. You know?
What's a CD? I still have CDs. I don't know why I'm holding on to them, but I just spent so much money, so much investment. I can't bear to throw them away, so they just sit in a box in the garage.
Well, one of the comments was, and it's so true, because now when you get music, you get to listen to a sample of it, or if there is a new album that is there. And what's amazing for me now is being a member of the Apple Music Club, and I'm sure they have all these different clubs, and you do Spotify and whatnot. You can not only sample it, but then you don't pay for it individually, so you can grab as many songs as you want. When you used to get a CD, a lot of times when it come out, it was a band that maybe you knew and somewhat liked, and you would go get it. You had no idea how good it was, and then you were so upset if you spent $15 on a CD and had no good music on it, and you didn't even know.
And that was the price. It was like $15, $13 a CD.
And to me, the mark of a good CD that was worth that kind of money is if it had 3 songs or more that you liked on it. 3 songs were considered a legit CD you had to get.
That was always my mark. I wouldn't get a CD unless it had 3 good songs on it.
That's why the single was never a bad investment, because that was like $3.
Yeah.
And you knew it was your favorite song. There was a B-side on the other side, and you would give that a try, but the single was great.
I do kind of miss the concept of the B-sides, because every now and then you would have a massive hit, and sometimes the B-side was better than the single that you bought it for.
And you got it for $3.
Well, the fact that we didn't have as many options back then as we do now. I mean, you can get anything you want, just on demand. Back then, sometimes you may not even like a song, but you were kind of forced to listen to it, and then all of a sudden it'd grow on you because you didn't have many options.
Yeah.
There were songs on, that I didn't love by Billy Joel right off the bat, but because he didn't have a new album out, I'd forced me to listen to it, and then I ended up loving it.
It was a cool concept that, kids today, they don't really have that. I mean, I know there's other things that they look for, but I remember being a Metallica fan. I don't even remember what the single was, but I remember the B-side was a song called Bread Fan. And it became such a huge song where everybody's like, oh my gosh, it is so much better than the single. And it became kind of a legendary song for that group.
Bread fan? That sounds like something you would love, Jay Bird.
I am a bread fan.
There you go. He's a bread fan. Another person had said, not being able to use the internet if somebody needed the phone line to be free. I do not miss that. That was really annoying. It was. And then it was so slow. Remember how long you had to wait to do the most simple task?
Yes.
It was terrible. I don't miss
Dial-up
that.
internet. You could hear it dialing in.
Yeah.
And it had to have a wire.
Right.
There was no wireless. Everything was hardwired.
I remember the only person that had the internet or any kind of capabilities of getting it was my one rich friend, and the concept blew our minds. There were chat rooms you could talk to somebody in California.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It was really interesting when all that tech started to open up. Long distance phone bills. I forgot we used to have those.
I was so screwed over by those. Remember that bad roommate that I told you I had in Baton Rouge that hid all my dirty dishes under her bed? Gross pig. She ran up so many long distance phone call charges on my phone because I was paying the bill. And then when we moved out, I didn't get the bill for like 30 days because you get the bill like the next month for all the calls you made. It was like $300. And that was back in the early 90s.
Right.
$300 worth of long distance phone charges because they charge you like so much per minute for every long distance call outside of your area code, which mine was 225.
Yeah. And I don't know that your phone bill's cheaper today. You're just, it's
just different.
And it's just different. Yeah.
They find a different way to separate you from your money.
This might be the most important one. I do not miss smoking in restaurants.
Yes.
I mean, that was an
crazy
insane
concept.
They would have a smoking section in a restaurant, and it was like there was no wall. There was no divider. It was just one booth was smoking right next to one booth that was non-smoking.
Well, that was your wall. It was a wall of smoke.
Yeah. It was crazy, y'all.
And the thing that still gets me is you go to the Hard Rock and there's still smoking in there. And it just still kind of blows my mind. It's like going back in time when you step in there.
It's a den of bad decisions.
Yeah. Are they serving food there?
Yeah.
While people are smoking?
Oh, yeah. There's all kind of places to go eat there. But
food courts and restaurants. And
I don't know if they'll let you smoke in the food court or in the restaurants at the Hard Rock.
But I don't know if they'll stop you.
This would be a fun experiment.
To be honest.
Can you walk through the lobby smoking a ciggy?
Yeah, I think you can.
Damn.
I don't think you have a problem. Also, another thing that people don't miss from the 80s and 90s, waiting by the radio for your song to play so you record it on tape, and then you'd miss it or the dang DJ talk all over it.
Oh, I had play and record pressed with pause so that I only had to press one button when my song started. It was pause.
That's it.
I tell you what I do miss. I do miss being a little kid calling up the radio and saying, hey, could you play this song for me? And a lot of times they would with your name attached. Jaybird from Lake Park wants to hear this song. And if it was a song that had
Sappy Journey song.
Yeah, no matter what year it was, if it was in that genre, they'd play it. That does not exist at all, I don't think.
Yeah.
No. And do you remember the Noxzema pads they used to have that would burn and dry out your pimply face?
Yes.
And so you didn't really look any better. You didn't have pimples, but now you had massive dry patches all over your face.
It wasn't good.
It was a terrible balance. Terrible balance. And somebody had said those two giant plastic beads on the hair ties that every girl seemed to wear in her pigtails.
Yeah, hair tie balls.
Yeah. That would rip out your hair when mom would try to braid it for you. Yeah, it was just a few of the things. I was like, yeah, I don't really miss any of this. I don't think I would want to go back. I know it was a more simple time, but I like where we are. I know it's got its own challenges, but I'm happy to be here. Would you go back, Virginia? If you could wipe out all the new tech advancements of the last 30 to 40 years, would you do it to go back?
I would love to go back and know what I know today. But if I have to go back and just be young and dumb again, no, I'm not interested.
How about you, Bird? I know sometimes you're tech averse. Would you go back?
Take me back, baby. Take me back.
Okay.
Sweet little innocent Jaybird.
I don't know. I got some thoughts about the future.
People were talking about how they don't miss the yellow pages and phone books or your Encyclopedia Britannicas that you had to do all your referencing. And then those things were 10 years old, and so the information wasn't back. Can you imagine today if you had to go back 10 years to get information that we had then?
It's crazy. Everything's so instant.
Absolutely.
And updatable.
How inaccurate our papers were when we were kids based off of information that I'm sure had changed just because of the book that you had. Yeah, there's a lot of other interesting stuff that people were talking about that was on here. And whether or not, if you could, would you go back and erase the last 40 years of technological developments? 62% said no. One of the reasons they said we wouldn't be able to do this poll if we did.
That's a very good point.
That is a very good point.
That's ironic.
I say I want to go back until the first day, and then as soon as I go to do something that I'm so used to doing in modern day times, but please, I want to go back to the future.
Yeah.
Oh, you would love going back and eating candy bars, though.
Like stuff like that would be fun.
Yeah.
But
remember how good candy bars used to taste before they put all the crap in them?
is that worth wrecking 40 years of technology? I don't know if it is.
Right, exactly. And hopefully we'll get back to better tasting candy bars here very soon.
Please,
I'm
Kevin.
hopeful.
Yes.
Well, I got to tell you, KVJ, we try to stay up on all the new tech, and we're pretty much everywhere that you were trying to find content. If you go to YouTube, yep, we're there. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, we're all over the place. Every now and then, we're on that Twitch, whenever it works.
When they don't kick us off.
Yes. And then we're also trying out that Discord. Still don't know exactly how it works, and I've got a couple consultants in KVJ Nation who are trying to help me, but we're going to get there eventually.
It's caused lots of drama in Rocco's life, so I don't know. My only involvement with Discord is he had beef with another kid in his 4th grade class because they created intellectual property together and put it on Discord, and then there was a falling out.
Look, it's his first collaboration fight, and it's going to happen when you are in the arts.
I taught him, like, dude, you don't need a collab. You're a one-man band. You need to own the show, run the show, and hire who you want. You don't need a collaborator.
He had his Wham, Florida Georgia Line, Hall & Oates moment.
You're a solo artist.
All those people hated each other eventually.
You know what? Be a solo artist.
That's right. There you go.